we've got a look, and it is Joint Base Andrews, where Team USA has arrived ahead of the State of the Union. They are on board. I think right now, have they come off the plane, or do they just land?
I don't know. It seems to me.
Okay. They're deboarding. All right. This is so exciting. But John, you know, what a spectacular moment. You and I were in full anticipation of their arrival down in Miami yesterday. Now we've been awaiting their arrival ahead of the State of the Union. And what a special moment that's going to be. What a patriotic moment for the country to come together and celebrate this awesome team. And what an awesome victory.
I was chuckling there because that shot had all of the hallmarks of a camera operator who left his camera there, or her camera there, while he went to talk to somebody, and it slowly rose up on the tripod. But yeah, that's Andrews Air Force Base there. You see, looks like a C-130 off to the left. We saw one of the 757s in the upper part. Now the camera drifting again. But we can tell you that the hockey team has arrived. Will be making its way to the White House and hopefully to the halls of Congress a little. There we go.
There we go.
A little bit later on today. There's the aircraft. There's the hangar over there on the left. There it is. All right. Yeah, zoom in on me. Okay, there we go. So the 757's landed. I forget the exact military designation of that, but it's basically a 757 as the hockey team disembarks into the buses for transportation to downtown D.C.
You were chuckling because of the camera work. Oh, look at that. Look at the heroes welcome they're going to get. I was chuckling because I was so jealous they were on a plane that got to land in the D.C., Boston, New York area. But this is fun. Look at the crowd that awaits them.
Are they waving?
I don't think they can go anywhere right now without stopping to take a picture, shake a hand, or give a high five, John.
Yeah, well, it looks like
Here we go.
Looks like the folks there are on the tarmac, so they're
Let's
going to go over. Here we are. Look at this. They're jogging over.
Draped in an American flag.
Jogging over as best they can after a night at one of the most famous nightclubs in Miami. And what a celebration that was as they go greet the folks who have assembled there at Andrews Air Force Base.
Look at that.
Carrying the flag there. You know, it really is remarkable when you consider everything that happened with the NFL and people taking a knee during the national anthem, the patriotism that this hockey team has shown, and the love for country, and the fact that they were there, even though they come from various teams, not only across this nation, but Hellebuck plays for the Winnipeg Jets up in Canada. You know, Johnny Gaudreau was playing for the Calgary Flames. His jersey was paraded around the ice and included in the medal ceremony after he was tragically killed back in 2024 by a drunk driver. Even though they're far-flung across the country and even playing in Canada, the way that they came together as a national team was nothing short of remarkable. You know, there were no airs about them. There was no like, well, I'm an NHL player, and so I don't know if I want to be involved in this. Or there were no ego clashes that we saw. It was just a team that got together, played their hearts out, went undefeated in the entire tournament, and pulled a rabbit out of a hat after a 42-28 shelling by Canada, and won the game 2-1. It really was remarkable.
I love the story about how this all came about to attend the State of the Union, with House Speaker Mike Johnson getting the official phone call from President Trump Sunday night right after the team won. And the president had invited the entire team to his State of the Union address. He was congratulating the players. He needed Speaker Johnson to make room for them, of course, because of John, the cramped seating. And he said, Mike, quote, we got to make some changes. We need some more guests. And this was Speaker Johnson recounting the phone call from President Trump. And he said, how many exactly should we make room for? And the president said, the whole team. So here we go.
Well, it's ironic that there's going to be 36 empty seats on the Democratic side of the House. Now, law prohibits the hockey team from sitting in those seats. But, you know, I mean, maybe there's a way around that because there's plenty of seats on the Democratic side that the hockey team could sit in.
Oh, this is great. Meeting with military personnel there at Joint Base Andrews. You know, as I think it was Speaker Johnson said, this is going to be a great moment for America. Everybody is just, you know, in celebration mode. And they too, of course, they partied it up down in Miami. I think they're all going to need a nap soon, if they haven't already had one or had one on the plane back from Milan. But just, you know, this is fun, John.
The scenes at that nightclub last night were nothing short of remarkable. The entire club singing the national anthem. I mean, when do you ever see that happen?
Yeah.
This team has just inspired so much of a sense of patriotism, unlike literally anything that I've seen since the 1980 Miracle on Ice. This team, though, is so much different than the 1980 team. I mean, the 1980 team were a bunch of college players. They weren't professionals. They were up against the Russian team. Oh, yeah, and here we go. Let's just listen to this.
I mean, these guys are heroes, John. They're heroes. They're waving their stars and stripes. They're singing the national anthem. And as you just saw them touch down at Joint Base Andrews, they're draping themselves in the American flag.
You know, that's a club where the music never stops 24/7, and they stopped last night to listen to a little bit different music. And I mean, again, what an extraordinary moment, particularly when you see everything that happened in professional sports, you know, 2020 through 2024, for them to unapologetically say they love the United States of America, carry around the flag where so many people are burning it, even in this country, and then to stop that club in Miami, stop the thumping music to sing the national anthem as they make their way unapologetically to the White House, even though they have been roundly criticized on social media for accepting the invitation and for speaking with the president in the locker room. I mean, it's just great to me that they're like, we don't care what the naysayers have to say. We believe in the United States of America. We love it. And we're going to go visit with the president. We're going to probably come to the State of the Union if they can find the seats for it. And we're just going to celebrate these United States because it's the land that we love. I mean, you don't see that very often. The women's team, the women's hockey team, was invited to come tonight. They said they had a scheduling issue. Not sure what was really behind that. But, I mean, it's just great to see this gold medal team just really kind of basking in the glory of patriotism.
Unapologetic patriotism hits, and it's just hitting so right with so many Americans right now who have been hungry for this in the past few years. And we're proud of these guys, and we celebrate them, and it'll be a big day and a big night for all.
Yep. All right. We're going to watch this and see when they roll into downtown Washington, D.C.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Kane podcast for full episodes right now.